everybody. Welcome to RiverCity-Media's preview show, the DeKalb County halftime preview show here with the Ider Hornets. Howard Chaney along with Patrick Roselle. You know who he is. You know who I am by now after a few of these shows. But our special guest tonight is from Ider High School, Brianna Lighter, band director of Ider Hornets. Thank you for joining us. I know it's a busy time for you, not only getting ready for the football season coming up, but just having a new set of twins. Congratulations on everything.
Congrats.
Get it.
Um, you told us it's two girls. Is that correct?
Yes, two girls, Melody and Harmony,
Hmm.
appropriately named.
Yeah. There you go. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a JSU graduate, 2015, but I went back in 2019 for my master's. Got my EDS in 2022, and I'm working on another master's right now because I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. But taught in South Alabama for 3 years at JU Blackshear School, and then moved up to Anniston, and then it called me back home to DeKalb County, and I've been at Ider. This is my 5th year. I am from Geraldine. I graduated from Geraldine, so I'm just down at the bottom of the county up to the top. So I'm far enough away that nobody's kin to me up here.
Do you think that makes it easier for you to be able to do what you do?
I think so. When people know you as you were as a child and know your family and this and that, sometimes they can think that makes them able to, get in with you a little bit better and maybe get some perks and stuff like that. So it's nice going somewhere where I don't know anybody, still being close to home and being able to make a name for myself that nobody else knows.
Absolutely. Um, tell us. I kind of mentioned it early on. Twin daughters, but you also got another daughter as well, and husband and everything. Tell us a little bit about them, if you will.
My husband and I met in 2018. We were long distance while I was teaching in South Alabama. He lived in Coleman. He is a mental health therapist in Huntsville. He has, since starting his career, left and started his own LLC, and had a waiting list. He's doing great with that. But we welcomed our daughter Ella June of 2022, and she just turned 3, and we welcomed the twins in May, at the end of May, and they are 2.5 months old. So we live here in Huntsville. I commute because honestly I like living in Huntsville. It's not too bad, and he has an office space here, and he likes being here with his clients. And we live here with our 3 daughters and our 3 dogs.
Ider to Huntsville every day. Wow, that is a commute right there.
It is, but there's a Starbucks in Scottsboro, so it makes it a little bit worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. And normally I start off with this question, but I started off with the family stuff first. But I'll go with this one. Ider, the band name. What's the actual Ider band name?
We are the Ider High School Golden Band of Pride.
Ider High School Golden Band of Pride. Awesome. Uh, I'll ask you, and you've only been there for a few years, so you may not know. Do you know how that name came about?
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you.
Okay. So,
I'll have to ask.
yeah. So, Patrick, I know you got a few questions. I'll let you fire them off.
Yeah, we'll kick it off here. So I'm gonna mix you up a little bit here. So, what's your theme? What's your show this year? I know you're a big theme show band director. We've known each other for many years now. What's your show this year?
It is Voyage. So it's kind of piratey, kind of adventurous. We have selections from Moana, from Pirates of the Caribbean. I threw in a Billie Eilish song to just kind of stick with the ocean theme. And we're closing with a Wellerman Drunken Sailor mashup.
Okay. This is kind of a two-parter here. Does your personal taste in music have any influence on the show?
It does. I mean, if I'm being honest, it does. we haven't done a country theme show yet. I don't listen to much country, so I would say that I try to encourage some input from the kids because it's important for them to enjoy it as well. Um, and I kind of think about the community. I don't want to do something that's like so outlandish that either parents won't appreciate it as well. They need to be able to enjoy it too, because we really do want people to actually sit and watch us in the stands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you answered my second question there. Do you involve students in music choice? So
I try to still keep a little bit of mystery with it because students love to talk, so you can't really keep anything a surprise for too long.
yeah, yeah. My high school band director always taught me to you got to listen to it for at least 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So you might as well find something. I always let my kids bring them in at the end of the year, and we decide. I say, I'm thinking about this, we're thinking about that, and I let them give input on that and that kind of stuff. So, how did you start out in band? How did you get? I know you're a Geraldine girl. How did you get started out over there?
Man, I don't even remember what year it was at this point. 5th grade, Geraldine High School. Stephanie Kuby was my band director.
Mm-hmm.
Band director the whole time I was there. My cousins, Cole and Miles Stanfield, were both involved in band at Albertville. My cousin Cole went on to be one of the drum majors at the University of Alabama, and my uncle Bob Killian was a band director in Albertville as well. So I kind of had all these little influences around. My mom was in pep bands, but she didn't really stick with it. She was a sports gal. My dad played football, so I was kind of the first one in our family to really get in on it. And I knew what I wanted to play. I remember testing well on trombone, but I was determined to be a trumpet player. I did well on trumpet too, but I just really felt like that just aligned with my my personal views, I guess, as a grader. But I started in 5th grade, stuck with it, started marching in 7th grade, and just was leadership in the band, marched there, enjoyed it, and then went from a small band uh, in the double digits to a big band in the triple digits at JSU. I marched there from 2011 to 2014. I got to go to London with the Southerners in 2011 to participate in the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Parade, and that was awesome. I mean, as an 18-year-old, just flying across the country, that was my first time on a plane. But it was really fun, and I've had a lot of good influences in my life that have really, kept my passion going.
Good. Good. So tell me, did you have any staff that helped you out at band camp this year, or
I have
just you?
Oh well, I am the drill rider extraordinaire. But I did have some help at band camp. I do have an awesome auxiliary sponsor who's there with me throughout the season. Nicole Porter. She also works at the school. But beyond her, we had a dance line instructor come in who was an Ider graduate, Miss Katie Ledford. I had a couple of kids who, I say kids, they're not kids. They're kids to me though. But Fort Payne graduates. Bethany Crabtree did percussion for me, and Blue Adams, who is marching and is on uniform committee this year, did woodwinds for me.
Gotcha. So tell me, go in and tell me a little bit about your student leadership and your drum majors and section leaders, captains, anything like that you got going this year.
Yeah, I have a brand new drum major this year. She is a legacy because her sister was my drum major my first 2 years at Ider. So runs in the family, but I'm really trying to encourage her to make her own path and make her own impact and not worry about everybody comparing her to her sister, because that's really hard, especially in a small town. We're doing a great job though. She is a trumpet player. Her sister was a trumpet player too, so it must be a trumpet thing, we don't have section leaders. We have like one alto sax and like 4 clarinets and this and that. So I'm trying to not have too many cooks in the kitchen. because I've found that when you do have too much leadership, it creates more problems than it does.
Yes.
Lots of drama, lots of people feeling like they're getting stepped on, personal feelings get involved. So this year we just have a woodwind captain, brass captain, percussion captain, band captain, drum major. So far,
That's
worked
what
good.
I've done at Sylvania the last couple of years. Is I've just moved towards the captain model, because you're right. You get too many cooks in the kitchen, and it gets the opinions and this opinion, and somebody's going to get the feelings hurt and all that good stuff. So yeah,
I'm sorry. Go repeat
that's
that again.
Teenage hormones in there. They
yeah.
yeah, they do.
If you would, do you mind mentioning their names? Because, like I
Oh,
told somebody else earlier, this is the only time that band members will ever have their
yeah.
names mentioned anywhere.
It's okay for me to mention names or not, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
Addison Nunley is my drum major. She is going to be she's a sophomore this year. The school year has started. I keep forgetting that. My band captain is Lauren Russell, also a sophomore. My woodwind captain is Chloe Alfrey, also a sophomore. My sophomore class is pretty strong. I have 2 percussion captains, one for the front ensemble, one for battery. Paige Hawkins for front ensemble. For battery percussion, Joel Davis, who is a senior. Paige is a 9th grader. And then I don't think I'm missing anybody. Band captain, I've got everybody. Oh, auxiliary. Oh my goodness, they would kill me if they knew. I almost forgot them. I have 2 auxiliary captains because we've got a pretty big auxiliary this year. Callie Harrell, who is a senior, and Bailey Smalley, who's also a sophomore.
Okay. So what's your total number this year in membership?
I think we're right at 38, somewhere in there. We've been maintaining about that the past few years.
That's good. That's good. Some of us in the county we're kind of up one year, down another year, and I know my group. We're finally. I hope I don't jinx myself by saying this, but I think Sylvania is finally starting to level out after a couple of years there. But I've basically got a 7 through 9 band right now. I've got 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 3 seniors. So yeah, but we're moving back up. So we've asked this question, and I'm interested in your answer to this. But football goes long time, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. If you pearl a bow at 5, you're going to go 14, 15. So how do you and your students get through football season? How do you keep going from game to game to game to game? Because I've said it, football watches a different tape every week. They have something new. We're playing the Hay song for the 7th week in a row, or the fight song for the 7th week, and what how do you handle that with personally yourself, with a family, and your students?
Well, I'm a big planner. I love to plan ahead. I love to try to keep thinking forward. So I don't wait for things like MPA or All-State to be like, okay, now that football season's over, let's start talking about that now. I do try to balance that a little bit better and start kind of easing into stuff. So I try to present them with some more new material to keep them really going, to keep them motivated, because it is monotonous at times, especially when, like you said, we're playing the Hay song over and over again. I try to keep things interested with the sand tunes that we play. I let students have some input in that because they do have some pretty good ideas. I've even had some students who have taken it upon themselves to arrange some sand tunes of their own and bring them to me and get the band to play it. I try to just keep things going and keep them motivated that way, because I feel like if we just get stuck in one thing, they're going to get really tired really fast.
They do that, and I know I've already started pulling out Christmas stuff and writing titles by them and playing them Christmas tunes. They're like, we haven't got the show on the field. I'm like, yeah, but it'll be here before we know it.
Well,
Yeah. Christmas will be here before we know it. We'll be doing our Christmas parades and everything else. Um, let's see. You told us your theme and your staff and all of that. Um, how you got some questions for her? She flew through mine pretty quick there.
Did you actually say the names of the songs that you'll be performing?
I did, but I'll say them again if you want.
Yeah, apparently I blanked out for some
Oh,
reason. I don't remember.
hey, it's 7. It's 7 p.m. It's past 7 p.m. You know, like at that point, everything just kind of dwindles out. We are doing. We've got I Am Moana from the movie
That's
Moana.
right. Okay, okay, okay. I'm sorry. We've done two podcasts and everything's kind of running together.
I'll brag on it. We got Pirates of the Caribbean songs. We got Ocean Eyes, Billie Eilish, and then we have a Wellerman Drunken Sailor mashup.
That's right. Because I remember you talking about one of the songs you went with the ocean theme again because of all that. It's how did you choose your leaders or captains of your squad?
We have it's quite the process. We have student recommendation from teachers. They require that they get a recommendation from each of their core subject teachers from the previous year, because if they can't act how they're supposed to in their core classes, I can't expect them to act right for me. We also have a grade requirement, as all of our leadership has to at least maintain a C average. So I go back and I check grades as well. We do a chair placement for the upcoming season, and that's for instrumental captains and stuff like that. And for drum major and band captain, we do drum major auditions. I choose judges. I try to mix it up and not get the same judges every year, because eventually kids will be like, oh, well, I know him or this and that. I just really want to make things fair for the kids. So I get 3 judges and we prepare. I give the kids their material. I present them with some options as far as where they can go for help, get some lessons on their own. But I remain out of it to keep myself out of the loop, because the last thing I'd ever want to be accused of is being unfair. I believe truly and honestly that if somebody works hard enough, it doesn't matter how old they are. If they put in the work and they really can perform and do what they're supposed to do, then they should deserve that title. But I do make my band captain candidates try out for drum major as well, because I think it is important for them, as that step below drum major, to have those capabilities. So there's a little bit of everything involved. It works the same for auxiliary. We do our auxiliary and drum major auditions on the same day, and they also have to have teacher recommendations.
That's cool. Seems like that's a going thing these days. Mr. Spears did the same thing. We just got done with Miss Markham at Collinsville. She did basically the same thing. So it seems like that's a going thing right now, and that's cool, because not only is it getting them ready for now, but it's also getting them ready for life after school.
Absolutely.
Having to go out for job interviews and before that even go to colleges, applications for colleges.
Okay. Something I found is a lot of kids, they struggle in those departments, especially as of late. And I don't want to be like COVID, but like kids spent so much time isolated. Um, a lot of their social skills are still like coming back. A lot of stuff like that is still, I think we're,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a work in progress.
Absolutely. It sounds like you just hit a verbatim of what Patrick has told me a couple of times over the last year or so, that COVID has caused a lot of issues uh, socially, I guess you can say, but it seemed like we're kind of over that now.
Yes, we're hoping. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I will say this year I have one of the best sets of attitudes I could have ever asked for in my kids. I have not had any kind of drama. Nobody has been fighting with each other. Usually, we spend 2 weeks together at band camp. Usually at this point, we have issues that I'm having to put out fires and this and that. I've had nothing. In fact, they're getting along too well sometimes. We're very chatty.
It's so your band camp. How many hours did you go a day?
We go from 8 to 4. I can't think about the math on that. Maybe maybe 8 hours, I think. But do not spend all of that outside. I try to, especially this summer, it was scalding hot. I tried to limit our outside time for the morning. We start at 8. We inside do some stretches, do some different workouts to kind of get them going. And then by 9 o'clock, we've applied sunscreen, drank some water, and we're heading out to the field. We do run a couple laps, let them take a little bit of a break because I really do think it's important to build up that endurance. And then we work basics block, and then we work on setting some drill. We go in for lunch about 11:30, then do like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half of lunch because we do what's called mandatory fun. And mandatory fun is just, games and different activities that the seniors get to pick. I split the kids into different groups. They have different teams, and they do fun games like we've done a lip sync battle. We do crack the rookie or crack the vet where they have to stand at attention and you really have to make them laugh. It really kind of like breaks up the intensity of the morning and out in the hot sun with something fun before we go inside and we do music until we dismiss at 4.
That's awesome. That's good. Um, did you have any help with the band camp this year?
Yes, I had my auxiliary instructor. She's with me year round, Nicole Porter. I had a dance line instructor, Katie Ledford. She graduated from Ider, I think in, I don't even want to say because I feel like I'm going to be wrong. 2020. I think I'm wrong. I don't know. I wasn't here. I do know that. She's an Ider graduate. I had 2 students who had graduated from Fort Payne about 3 years ago, one of which is at JSU. Blue Adams, who's at JSU pursuing their own music education degree, and Bethany Crabtree, who did percussion. And then think I think that was it. I was our brass person this year. Oh, and our former drum major Emily Nunley did come back and work a little bit with my brass sometimes, and her sister, who is the drum major, um, they cooperated with each other because you never know with sisters if they're going to get along or not. It was really sweet to see them interacting in a good way.
That's cool. It's kind of like you said earlier, passing baton down to the older to the younger one.
Yeah.
That's cool. The upcoming year, looking at your schedule, you got several home games early on, but then you got quite a few away games, and they're not no close by away games. You got some going to Gaston, going to Raglan, going to West End, going to Galesville. Uh, what about those bus trips with the band? How is that?
We try to keep it interesting. We let them have a Bluetooth speaker with a family-friendly playlist. So they do like to play some music. We got the upper half of the bus who likes to sleep. The back half of the bus likes to sing and have fun. I do have assigned seats. And I try to keep it, that works for me because that keeps some problems out of my neck of the woods. But I also try to keep them involved and let them request seat partners who they want to sit with. And I take that into consideration. But truly, as far as eliminating issues on the bus, that really saves me a lot of trouble. But we do that. They have some fun chants they like to do. Um, but they're really well behaved on the bus. No issues majorly. I wish we weren't playing West End away the night before because we love going to their band competition, and we would have to return the next day. So we would be going West End, Ider, West End, Ider. So we're laying out of that one this year, unfortunately. But we love Jonathan at West End, and we like what he's doing. Hopefully, we'll be back next year.
Which competition are you going to this year?
We are going, there's a new one at DAR that my friend Jessica Creel is starting up. She's the band director there. That is September 20th. The Gym of Gunter Mountain, I believe. So this is her first year. She asked me if I wanted to participate. And so I told her yes. We're doing that one. We are going to Albertville on September 27th. And hopefully, if we can get off the waiting list, because they sure do fill it fast, we'll be going to Hanceville at the end of October.
So you got a full competition coming on this year.
we do. We're going to be very busy, and we do have our county exhibition on September 20th. So those 2 weeks right there are going to be real busy for us.
Talking about busy on the road and all that, do you have a bus driver that gets you there yearly, or is it somebody different every year?
Well, we don't get to pick. They don't let us pick who our bus driver is. Typically, I did have a band mom who is a bus driver. She's an Ider grad herself, and she was in the band when she was at Ider. I don't have her daughter in band this year, so and her daughter, one of her twin daughters, she has twins as well, actually made Crimsonette, so she's probably going to be a little bit busy going to a lot of Alabama games. So I'm not quite sure who we have driving us this year.
Was she a part of your group last year? The one that made Crimsonette?
No,
Crimsonette.
I didn't get to have her in band. She was out of band before I came.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Jenny Mann.
Yeah,
She's a trip to be around. She's very entertaining.
that's for sure.
Yeah, very entertaining to be around. So it's I don't know how that worked out, but I know some places. But I do know that more than likely you got to have someone that pulls the trailer for you, and I
Yeah.
know you get to choose that. So let's recognize them.
Yes, we have some of our awesome band dads. Daniel Smalley, who is our booster president, he typically does pull the trailer for us. However, with his work schedule this year, we don't know how often he will get to do it for us. So we're looking. We've already got a list of band dads we're going to ask and see if they can do it for us. But Daniel really, truly has been great about that for us. Not only does he help us pull the trailer, but he works with the kids when they're unloading it. He lets them, it's their show. I have a trailer team of kids, leaders and stuff like that, and I let them organize everything. I think it really does teach them a great lesson about being responsible for their own belongings, because they know how expensive those instruments are, and they really do need to take that seriously. So Daniel stands back, he lets them do their thing, and he helps them when they ask him.
That's awesome. Patrick, you have some more questions maybe you've thought of since since you turned it back over to me.
I don't know. I was going to put her on the spot, but I think I'll let her be.
Well, I don't like to laugh.
I was going to ask you because we sprung it on Timothy and we sprung it on Bo. They sprung it on me, but what's the origins of the Marching Southerners?
Oh, geez.
Bo was like, well, they just started a band at UAB, and that's what they did. And
I was like, that was evil. Bo was the only. Is he the only non-JSU?
he is, and he's very salty about it.
He is. It's okay. They can't all be like us. Hope you're watching. So.
It's funny. Every band director in the county except Bo is from JSU. We all. I mean, of course, I'm older than all of you put together, but we do all know each other because of that band program, But we put who we put on the spot with that the other night. It was Timothy, and he was like, I don't know.
I'm sure I know, but I don't have enough caffeine in my system right now to.
What's Ider's fight song?
We play the horse.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes, I had heard the horse until JSU. We were at JSU, and there's a high school nearby who uses the horse as their fight song, and we had some band members came out and played at like a high school football game with them, and I was like, I have never heard that as a fight song. Kids love it. The crowd loves it. Our football coach loves it. So it's different, that's for sure.
Well, so far everybody's known their fight song name except for Spears, Timothy. Because I asked him last night. I said, Timothy, I said, what's Geraldine's fight song? He said, I don't know. It's got Patrick's name on it. That's all I know.
the Notre Dame fight song, isn't
Yeah.
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 You knew it.
I
You
just
knew it, and he didn't know it.
yeah. Unfair advantage though. I graduated from there, so I have to know.
I said, well, what happens when they score a touchdown? What do you do? He said, I just holler fight song.
Yeah.
So,
Well, honest.
yeah. Tell us a little bit about the band boosters. You already talked about one of them driving the truck and everything, but tell us about your band boosters, the parents, and all that. I'm sure you got great support there because Iders is a community. I say this about everybody, and it's the truth. It's like DeKalb County is some of the best communities supporting their schools, no matter where you're at. They're always there to support. So, if you will, tell us a little bit about the band boosters.
Our president is Daniel Smalley. Vice president is Dora Morgan. Um, our treasurer is Kristen Daniels, and our secretary is Ashley Smalley. So Ashley and Daniel are married. They have had two daughters come through. Most recently, their daughter graduated. Their oldest graduated last year. She was an auxiliary, also played clarinet, and currently their youngest daughter is one of my. She's also a good percussionist. Our vice president, I've had a couple of her kids in band, have played percussion, trumpet, but now they're both band managers doing their other sports. So they're super busy, and so is she. And then our treasurer is a second year band mom. She has an auxiliary member, but I'm about to have one of her other daughters in fifth grade band. So we are working on testing instruments right now. We have some great boosters. We don't have a lot of attendance at our meetings, and we are trying. I'm sure that's an issue across the board. I don't think I've been somewhere where it's just been people busting down the doors to come and attend a booster meeting. But the ones who do come really do work hard. They're in that concession stand every Friday night, getting things together, making sure our kids have stuff to eat. We do meal pre-orders to make sure the kids don't have to wait in line after halftime, because that really eats up a lot of their break, is waiting in line, especially when we go to those away games where they cook everything on the spot. I feel like we've been somewhere where they've made like chicken wings on the spot, and so kids would be like, I'm so sorry I'm late, but getting them fed is most important. They do good about, we do some good fundraisers. Daniel, our president, he tells me all the time to call him if we ever need anything. He truly is a good person. He cares about the kids, and that is really what we need in a booster. Somebody who doesn't care about the title, because what are you going to get from that title? Nothing. I mean, you're there to support the kids, you're there to support the program and really make things better for them. And I can't say enough good things about that.
That's good. That's awesome. And that's something that Sylvania does as well, as far as pre-order the meals. That way they can just they're at Sylvania. My daughter's there at Sylvania, so it's go around to the back of the concession stand, and they open it up right after halftime, and then the band just goes up, and you just hand them everything's already ready. You just hand it to them, and that way they got more time to eat. And uh, you know, last few years at Sylvania, we've had some running clocks during the third quarter, so it even cuts their time down a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. I don't like being in 1A because we have to travel so much, but I don't have to play five anymore, and because I don't lose my third quarter, because we went to five our last year in 2A, and the kids started their break, and then all of a sudden they looked up and we were about to have to play the fight song. So some of them didn't even have their food yet, so we're happy about that. But we're anticipating a good season.
Yeah, it's in good hands with Coach Josh Clements up there.
Say enough good things about him. He truly, um, he works really well with everybody. He values what my kids do. And I actually share a player with him. A kid, well, he's injured right now, but he's not getting to play for either one of us right now. But hopefully once the doctor clears him, we'll see him out on that field with a tuba and on the football field. But Josh is awesome. My kids like him. He's been a good math teacher. He's he literally will play music on his speaker in the hallways as kids are coming in the morning. He's just out there holding his protein shake and screaming and getting excited. So we're really excited to have him. We're really lucky to have him at Ider.
Um, like I told someone before, he's been on this show, and we had some others that bragged on him. And I'm like, you think he's energetic now? Wait till Friday night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure if I see him across the campus, he'll just scream at me and he'll just like strike a stance. And I may not have had my coffee in me yet, but I have to try to meet him at that level. But he even he donated. We do donations for the kids' lunches during band camp, and he encouraged football to donate a day for us to eat. And that really touched my boosters, my kids. They thought the world of that because it's not something that always happens.
Absolutely. I'd like to go back on something and touch on something real quick. Y'all are going, you and Coach Clements are going to be sharing a person. How is that going to work out?
So I had him during band camp, and that worked out pretty good. He did have some practices that second week that would be after band camp, but once he is well, we will be sharing during seventh period with athletics. We'll be going back and forth on that. But as far as Friday nights go, he will not be in the stands with us. He will be on the field. And once halftime comes around, he will grab his tuba and he will do the marching show in his football uniform. I think it's great because I really wish we had more kids who would feel brave enough to do both. And I really hope that this can turn a corner, because one of the number one things I hear when I'm recruiting kids in fifth grade is, well, I play this or I play that, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to do both. But I really think it's important to let the kids know that they can have more than one interest. They can be good at more than one thing. And it creates a much more well-rounded kid and eventually a more well-rounded adult.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that 100%. When, it kind of lead me into my next question here. You got a kid coming in fifth grade, wanting to be in the band. How do you decide on what instrument they're going to play, or do you just let them decide?
If I let them decide, we would have a band full of drummers. Um, just kids banging on stuff. But no, what we do is I'm actually in the process of it right now. I bring them down, talk to them about it. I kind of get them excited, let them know. I answer all their questions on day one, because if you've ever met a fifth grader, you know that they are full of questions, and that will take up that entire time. But they get pulled during their PE time. So when I bring them down for test, start by seeing how they can make a sound on the mouthpiece. I explain how it works. I talk about the different families of instruments, and I demonstrate it, and then I let them try. I take note of who did well on what with their mouthpiece testing. For percussion and for like trombone, I do like a listening test to hear if they can hear their pitches pretty well, if they've got a good ear or not. We do some rhythm testing. And then at the end of it all, I give them choices. So they are still deciding, but they're deciding based on what I think they may do better at. Because if hand a kid, if a kid thinks that he wants to play trumpet but he can't make a sound on it, they're going to struggle and struggle and struggle, and eventually they're going to get miserable and they're going to want to quit, and that defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do.
So I got a question for both of you, and we've spoken with several of the band directors, of course. Sound like a majority of the band directors are trumpet players. What's the reasoning behind that?
Guess assertive personalities.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great question. Because me and you are trumpet players. Vanessa's flute, right?
Yeah.
So she's oddball. Ian's trombone. Timothy's trombone. So they're both brass. Bo's French horn. Yeah.
Trombone. Bo's trombone too.
Horn?
Yeah.
Why do I think he was horn?
Because he played it in high school and then he switched.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's something. It's the personality. These instruments do have personalities, and the kids are drawn to certain things, and A lot of band directors tend to be trumpet players, and I think it's just that attitude and leadership, and of course trombone too. I mean, a lot of trombone players out there because I mean, it's kind of the same mentality, you know, just a different instrument, you know.
It may go back to, I mean, like most halftime shows, you see a trumpet solo in it. Um, so you have to kind of step into that spotlight and, become a leader in that way. Um, my band director was a trumpet player. So it's, that's all I've known, I guess.
It's, you know, I wasn't in the band. I was a sports person, and things are different from when I was back in school. I graduated in '93, and of course, everything's different from '93 to 2025, of course. But it seemed like now, I talk to a lot of coaches. Have a lot of coaches on here, and they communicate with each other. I didn't realize how much that the band directors actually communicate with each other, given kind of helping each other out as well.
Yeah, we're constantly asking, hey, do you have this instrument to borrow? Do you have this piece of music? It's nice to have that support system. My first school was in Monroe County, and there were not a lot of schools in the county. And somebody who grew up in DeKalb County, and where every school had a band, and they're all, from one school to the next within 30 minutes or closer to each other. Like, you can get from the bottom of the county to the top of the county in less than 45 minutes. But in Monroe County, there's 3 schools. And there's not a lot down there. And, we had 3 directors, but there really wasn't much to pull from as far as community goes. Even when we did all state auditions, we would travel to Troy or Enterprise, and those 2 places are very far. There's no good central point. So it's nice to be home for that as well. It's because it's, even when I was growing up, I know that the band directors were pretty close knit and had a very good community with each other.
Do y'all still, like it used to be, where the home side would send the captains and drum major to the other side? Do y'all still do that?
I still do that with my kids. My kids look forward to it, but we've been a few places last season where we were the away team and nobody sent anybody over. So I fear that it might be dying, that tradition. And I hate that, because I think it's good for the kids to meet other band kids, ones especially that are not in their county, that they don't get to see all the time. It's good to get different perspectives on things.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like the old curmudgeon, but there used to be a tradition where band directors would always contact the visiting band. Hey man, you're gonna park here, you're gonna bring your truck here, you're gonna put your bus here. This is where you'll sit in the stands. This is where you'll do this, and our concession stand is over here. And that's, I've had several games over the past couple of years where we show up to a school and I've got no contact, where to sit, where to park, or anything.
I've had to reach out to the school.
Yeah.
Myself.
And I mean, we are a big community as band directors, across the state, of course, even the country. That's why nobody else will take the president of DCBA, because they're always like, well, Patrick, you know everybody to begin with. So I'm like, yeah, but yeah, there is some of that, and I have seen what Brianna has seen. Sometimes they don't send them over as much as they used to, and so there's no, I mean, band is family, to a lot of these kids, and they get to meet these other kids, and they don't get to meet them.
That's cool. That's, I remember growing up, my sister was in the band, but there's 11 years difference in us, and she was in the '80s, and I remember she was one of the top ones in the color guard, and so she was one of the ones that got to walk around and visit at at those games, and I remember her talking about it a little bit as far as seeing some moment, and some of the ones that she did know, getting to see them actually at a game. So I didn't know if that was a thing of the past or not, because I know a lot of things have changed since well, just basically since COVID took place. So I didn't know if this was one of them or not.
Yeah, no, we still try to do it.
My kids actually, we had one game last year. I can't remember who we played, because last year was our first year back in 1A, and we went to a school, and my kids were like, when are they going to come over? When are they going to come over? And I'm like, I don't know. And they, to this day, actually, the other day they brought it up, and they were like, man, I just really wish they would have came over, like, and came and met us and all this stuff. We were so excited, like, because there's so many schools that don't have bands anymore. So when you do play a school that has a band, that they get really excited about that and have a lot more fun.
That's cool. That's awesome. Keep it going. And Patrick, this is going to be a shot at you because I had thought about it earlier, but since you kind of mentioned it a while ago, you are the dean of DeKalb County band directors. You're the longest tenured band director in DeKalb County.
I am. This is year 11.
So
Year 11, and I have always, as president of the county, I've always we meet twice a year for dinner, and we meet in August, all the band directors, and we meet in January, and we just all sit and talk, and we have dinner, and we plan our events out for the year. And then when we have our big blowout in May, when we have our big county honor band, it's the same thing. We all sit and hang around and talk, and and run out and do this. But yeah, I'm the old guy. I'm the old guy now. It's fun.
Well, Brianna, we appreciate your time tonight. It's great. Everyone that we've done 5 of these shows, I think, so far, and I've learned something new every time. And I think the other band directors hopefully they'll watch this and maybe take something away from what you do, and you'll go back and watch some of the others and take something away from them. And to me, it's been a huge learning experience because there's a lot of things that I just haven't really thought about. It's just like last night with Mr. Spears talking about his band's growing like your band's growing, and they're going to have to get new uniforms pretty soon. And I didn't realize it. Patrick said, well, you got to get a kind of an average of the size of the people. And I
Yeah,
had never really thought about that before.
we just went through that process. Will be our first season wearing our new uniforms. So it was a learning process for me, and a lot of people, some of my parents didn't realize how much new uniforms cost. Very.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I ask a rough figure of what it
And
to do one person to dress one person? What was the average? I guess
close to $500. That's
wow.
We didn't get new hat boxes. We didn't get new garment bags. We didn't get all the new stuff that we already have. So it's right around. It was for something. I can't tell you an exact number, but right around for about $450 to $500.
Wow. So yeah, cost a lot.
Yes.
Absolutely. So speaking of costing a lot, y'all have any fundraisers coming up that you want to shout out?
We do. I don't know when we're going to. I think it'll be at our last home game of the season, but we do a freezer sell raffle. Well, I'll say raffle. We do a freezer ticket sale where you get a freezer full of assorted meats, and you also get to keep the freezer. It's $10 a ticket. We will announce that at our last home game. That is one of our better selling fundraisers. We do really well on it. And I think that is more recently what we have coming up. Other than that, we'll do Coke sale in the spring. And then here and there, we do a goodie auction at Christmas.
Oh, give a little detail on that goodie auction. What does that consist of?
Our parents usually bake some goodies. We have some awesome treats that get made, and we put it on Facebook, and we have an auction, closes at a certain time, and people have to come and pick it up. But I will tell you, our highest bidding item is usually a cake by Miss Jenny Mann's mother-in-law. She makes some world famous cakes. So if we get her on board for a Miss Mann cake, we know we're going to make a good amount of money. That's My plug right there. If Jenny, if you're watching this, may just text her later and ask her.
Absolutely. The ticket sale for the meet, is that going on right now, or is that something that's going to be taking place a
Yeah,
little bit later?
we'll be selling tickets until that last home game. We were going to have it set up at Meet the Hornets. Some plans fell through, but we will definitely be starting next Friday with a parent out there selling tickets. So if you're there, if you're at Ider, come out and get you a ticket. If you can't make it to Ider, come find me, message me on Facebook, and we can hook you up to get you a chance to win that freezer full meat. And you get to keep the freezer, by the way. So you get a freezer and the meat.
That's a good deal. That's
Yeah,
a great
really.
deal right there. That's worth a $10 bill all day long. Take a chance on it,
Yep.
because you sure can't go to a restaurant and spend $10 and get meat anymore.
No,
Mm.
cannot.
So, Brianna, we appreciate your time tonight. We appreciate you coming on. Love learning about the Ider band and everything that's taking place. It seemed like you're like all the other band directors we've had, turning that curve and getting a lot of young people involved to where it'll bring those upper class numbers even higher in the next year or so.
That's the goal.
Because I know Patrick is the same way. His band is basically 7 through 9. We just taught with Miss Markham 7 through 9 basically. Spears was basically a 7 through 9 band as well. Esposito is the same way.
We're pretty much the same way. We've got 3 seniors this year, and then juniors we've got 4 graders. We've got 10th grade's a little bit bigger, but so we're more 7 through 10.
I think that's the going number for seniors this year. I know Patrick's got 3 seniors. You've got 3 seniors. I think Miss Markham said she had 3 seniors. I can't remember about Spears. I think he had a couple more than that. But Esposito Bo is somewhere around that neighborhood, about 3 or 4 seniors. So you can tell the senior group was kind of hit by the COVID pretty hard.
Yeah, they were.
Yep. It was those years that did it. Yep.
So
I'm in trouble when my 7th and 8th graders graduate. That's going to be some big classes.
well, you just fill them up with the 5th and 6th grade right now. Get them to come up.
Zach, I got 15 kids interested in 5th grade band right now. So we're hoping they all stick with it and at least give it a year.
Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome. We appreciate your time. And the last thing we're going to ask is there any shout outs that you'd like to give to anybody before we get going?
I just want to say thank you to all my band parents and everything, but more importantly, my band parents, my actual parents. They do a lot with helping me out, especially during band. My mom, all my girls during band camp during the school year. I usually shack up at their house so that I'm not having to drive back late at night. They really are the ultimate band parents. Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they realized that once I graduated, it wasn't going to end. But my mom shirts for several of us in the county, so there's my plug for her. Don't get her too busy now because she's got my twins and my 3-year-old. So, but
Got
she
mine in today.
do what?
I got mine in today.
I always get to see a preview of what everybody's shirts look like because, perks of being the shirt lady's daughter. But I truly do appreciate all the support that I get from my parents because they don't have to. I'm an adult and they don't have to support me the way they do, but they are good parents and we need more good parents in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. Amen to that. That's something we touched on. I don't remember which show it was, but we touched on that y'all could be the only parental figures that some of the kids may ever know.
Yeah, it's really sad.
So
kids need something to be involved in and they need somewhere to feel that feels like home to them. So that's always what I strive to do for them. I really want them to feel like they're at home.
right. And I just thought about this last question, and then this will be the last one. I promise we'll let you get out of here. And I asked Miss Markham the same thing. a profession dominated by mainly men, band directors and everything. How does it feel to be one of two females in DeKalb County band directors?
It's good. I'd be lying if I say it wasn't a struggle to be a female band director. I've been, especially when I was younger, to games where they assumed that our bus driver was the band director because I was a young woman and I got overlooked. But I feel like oftentimes you have to work twice as hard as a female band director. There's a lot of things that you're more scrutinized on, especially as a mother of young children. You know, my time is valuable to me with them, and I have to balance that with my work life, and I have to work harder at that. So I'm proud to be one of the minority in this group, but I'm used to it with the playing the trumpet. I was one of like 5 girls who marched at JSU at one point. One point in the trumpet studio at JSU, I was the only female student in there. So it is. I think it's made me a better person. I think it's made me work harder.
That's awesome. Good deal. And don't let Patrick and Bo and all these others run over you and Vanessa and all that. Do what?
We keep them in line.
There you go. Somebody's got to.
Exactly.
So, but we appreciate your time. Whenever you got more fundraisers going on, let us know. We'll put them on RiverCity-Media here. We got a big following from the Ider community on RiverCity-Media. Of course, the Ider insider, Tyler Dalton, he's one of the main followers of us on RiverCity-Media. And so I'm surprised he didn't comment tonight, but Wednesday night, church night, don't know for sure what's going on. But anyway, how was the Meet the Hornets last week? Did it go pretty well?
It was good. It was a whole event. They had stuff starting at 4 all the way until it ended about 8 o'clock with fireworks. So I know the kids had a lot of fun. I think several of them, because we didn't have to be there until 7 is when we took the field and did our stuff. I think a lot of them came and ate and had fun. And we had a cow plop fundraiser football. Don't know if you're familiar with the cow plop, but it's pretty much what it sounds like. So the community was really excited. And I think it's really created a good, positive outlook for the season.
Seems like Ider is in good hands all the way around with everybody, all the sports teams and administration and everything.
Absolutely. I think everybody's just like my kids. I think we're all getting along really well this year. And I feel extra positive.
And you just jinxed yourself. As soon as you walk in the band room tomorrow, it's going to be a knockout, drag down going on.
Right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. And like I said, once you get the fundraisers going on, let us know. We'll post them on RiverCity-Media, get the word out to everybody. So thanks for your time. And especially two set of twins that's only about 3 months old, or not even 3 months old yet. That's I really didn't expect us to be able to go this long. I'll just be honest with it.
And I haven't had any cries yet. So either my hearing's just shot or there's peace down there.
Well, we're fixing to go off the air, so you can actually pretend that you're still on, and that way you don't have to go down there and worry with it if you want to.
Lights off and then go just crawl into bed and just, take myself a little nap.
I understand completely. So thanks for joining us. So for Patrick Roselle, I'm Howard Cheney, and our special guest tonight was Miss Brianna Lighter, the band director of Ider High School. Thanks for joining us, and good night, everybody.
Thank you.